Hello, welcome back to the Transfer Portal CFB presented by NoContextCFB. Look, this is another NFL draft prospect. Pretty cool. Noah Gindorff, North Dakota State. I gotta be honest, I can't keep track of how many national championships you've won. So you're gonna have to tell me that. Tell the viewer that. How many is it?
I got 4 rings. 4 rings out of the deal.
Some might say that's a lot.
That is pretty good. A pretty good record, I think we got. Yeah.
Definitely is. North Dakota State, just going out there every year with the expectation to win it all, and Noah and his team was able to do it 4 times. That winning, that culture, it's going to translate at the next level to the NFL. Can't wait to dive into your pre-draft process. We can't speak. We've also got questions coming from Twitter followers and all that stuff, but it's good to have you back on, though. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me back on.
Of course, man. So, lad, let's just dive into the pre-draft process. How has it been? Your favorite parts about it, least favorite parts about it?
It's been good. Yeah, I think it's actually been a pretty cool process, just having our season ended in January and then having 3 full months to really just focus on football and getting healthy and getting to your highest form so that when pro day comes around you can be performing at your best. So don't have to worry about school work, practice, any of that stuff. Like you're just fully focused on your body and getting to the highest level possible. So that's been pretty cool, just getting to work on myself and just kind of really push myself and see what I'm capable of. As far as stuff I don't really care for, I mean, it's not nothing really. I mean, this is just a really cool, unique time I'm going through. I think, I'm right where I wanted to be, at this stage in the process. So, really no complaints about this process. It's just been all football at this point, so really can't complain about that.
You brought up like not having to do class anymore. I don't know how I've never thought of this. What was like your favorite class to take?
Um, well, I actually graduated in the December of 2021, so I
Been one
had
for a long time.
yeah, yeah. So I had a full year of school. I didn't think I'd have time to start grad school, so I just needed to take classes to stay eligible for football. So I was able to take all the really fun elective classes that NDSU offered. So I mean, I was in bowling, billiard,
Bowling?
golf, and then my personal favorite was esports, aka
Oh,
video games. I took that as an elective course, so that was pretty fun, I think.
all right. Well, I will put the questions I wrote down to the side for a second. I've got to ask about this. First off, when we had you on earlier before the season, you had talked about you and Cody Malk and some other NDSU guys would play disc golf. How's
Mhm.
that life been treating you?
Oh, I mean, it's still winter here in North Dakota, so
Yeah.
um, I mean, we still got a couple feet of snow on the ground here, as crazy as
Oh, you
that.
can't play in the snow?
No, no, I think some of the true diehard disc golf fans are probably out there in their knee boots trying to play, but we're a bit more fair weather, so we'll probably wait till things dry out a little bit before we get back out there.
All right. Now, what was your highest score bowling?
Oh, I think I was up in the 170s or 180s.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was
Uh,
starting to get pretty good by the end of the semester.
yeah.
Really inconsistent player. I'd bowl 60 one game and then I'd be, 170 the next game. So I kind of was all over the map. Just got to start dialing it in a little bit.
Hey, man, I'm an honest guy. I can't beat 160, 170 unless I'm using bumpers.
Yeah.
And I ain't afraid to use bumpers. I'll tell you what.
No, no, they definitely help for sure.
I get made fun of, but whatever, man. And then you brought up golf.
Mhm.
What's been your best performance on the golf course?
Oh, I'm a terrible golfer.
Terrible.
Yeah. That was just one sport I never really figured it out, and I actually had ankle surgery this fall, so I was just starting to maybe start to turn a corner and dial some things in with my golf game, and then I had ankle surgery, so I was off my feet the rest of the semester, and So kind of I think lost all the progress I had been making in my golf game. So that was unfortunate.
Do you have a favorite golfer to watch?
Uh, Not particularly. I mean, Tiger Woods, I think just like the comeback he's been trying to make has been really cool to watch. And, I think golf is just kind of better when Tiger's playing well. And, that's, I think, what everyone wants to watch anyway. So, but I mean, yeah, I think that's how I kind of know I'm getting old. I'm starting to enjoy watching golf more. It's kind of an old man sport. So,
Yeah, I fell victim to that. That and tennis made me realize I'm a true boomer now.
yeah, I haven't gotten around to the tennis boom yet. I do like baseball though. I feel like that's another older guy sport.
Oh
So
yeah, I got out of baseball for a few years, and then my friends bullied me into joining their fantasy baseball league this year, and now I'm back, and I don't think I'm happy about it.
well, I like it. It's nice and relaxing, and there's a game on pretty much every day. So it's a good sport to keep you busy, fill the
Yeah,
gaps between football season.
yeah. Well, might as well ask our first Twitter question, which comes from my dad, who brought up golf, and he
Mhm.
wanted you to rate Cody Mauk's golf game, which we
Ooh,
saw a clip, and it wasn't good.
no, Cody. Yeah, Cody was actually in my golf class with me, and yeah, I can say he is not the best. Um, but again, I think we were just starting to make some good strides in our golf game. I haven't seen him play in a while, so maybe when he was out training in California, he got out a few times and got a little bit better. But from what I've seen, you know, he's definitely not the best, but still probably better than me. So, but that's not saying much.
So then the mini golf route's better for both y'all.
Maybe, yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
guess.
And then you brought up esports, so we've got to go into the esports world. What were you playing?
Um, every week we went into they had like a big gaming lab at the student union on campus. So every week we went in there, we were playing different games. I mean, we had League of Legends, Dota, Fortnite, Rocket League.
This
Those were
sounds like this doesn't even sound like class.
no, it was awesome. Like once a week, you go in for 2 hours and just play video games. So, yeah, that was a great class.
Which game was your favorite and what was your least favorite?
Um, I think probably Fortnite or Rocket League were my favorites. I mean, I had played both those games before, so I wasn't terrible. The League of Legends was so hard, and I was so bad. Like I had no idea what I was even doing.
Oh
And
man.
yeah, my teammates are in the chat just like destroying me, being like, dude, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, I'm like, I literally have no idea what I'm doing, guys.
Oh man, I also got into League of Legends I think last year. And that chat, that world is probably the most toxic place.
Yes, they were just ripping me apart. And I told them, I was like, guys, I don't even know what I'm doing. And so then some guy was just like, so then quit or leave. Like they just did not want me on their team. And I honestly don't blame them.
God, unreal.
Yeah, it was tough.
Okay. We could go away from that now. We could go on back to football. You just had your pro day. How was
Hmm.
that?
It was really good. Had, you know, obviously my ankle surgery this fall. So I was still kind of recovering from that. So we wanted to push my pro day back as late as possible just to give myself enough time to get ready to be able to, go out there and run around, at the highest of my capability. So, yeah, just got that in yesterday and, went really well. I was really happy with how it went and had a solid showing with NFL teams there. So, overall, it was really good. Just another box to check in the process. So, yeah,
What were some of the teams in attendance?
I believe it was the Lions, Packers, Steelers, Vikings, um, 49ers, Jaguars. Uh, I think I'm forgetting one, but I think there was seven teams there. Yeah.
All right, we did have a Twitter question that wanted to ask if you've met with the Detroit Lions.
Yeah. Yeah. I've met a few times with them. They even sent their tight ends coach to my pro day. So I think that was a good sign. And, yeah, I mean, I've had really good conversations with them. So, yeah.
That's really good to hear that. How about the NFL Combine experience? Because you did go, you did attend, you're just really able to speak with the media and with teams. How was that whole experience, even though you weren't really able to go out there and test?
Yeah, it was cool. It was a really cool experience. Obviously it stinks not being able to participate. Like the kid, you're growing up watching guys run the 40 at the combine and like, I'm out there at the combine, but I'm just standing there watching all the other tight ends get to run. And that was definitely tough, obviously wishing I was out there and making a name for myself. But I mean, I did what I could. I had good interviews with tight end coaches and stuff like that, and did the media stuff. So all in all, it was a really cool experience, and I'm glad, even after the injury, I was still able to have an opportunity to head out there. So yeah, that was really cool.
Is there like one conversation that you've had with a team or with a media member that's just like really sticks out to you?
Not in particular. I mean, I feel like anytime you can kind of talk to, like the tight ends coaches, most of the time, like tight ends are really chill, like
Mm.
relaxed guys. And we're all pretty similar, so whenever you're able to just like kind of talk about life or football or whatever with one of those guys, I mean, I think we're all pretty similar and always get along well with them. So yeah.
Weirdest question that you've been asked thus far during the pre-draft process?
Um, I haven't had any like too crazy ones. Like
Hey,
one of the guys asked me, he's like, you like Chipotle, right? And I was like, oh yeah, I love it. I eat it all the time. And he's like, so let's say you and I go to Chipotle together and, I ask for a cup of water and I go over and I fill it up with soda. What are you going to say to me? And I'm like, come on, man. Like I understand like he's trying to maybe like test your morals or something like that, or like see if you're willing to like be a leader or whatever. But it's like it's a cup of soda from a $1 billion franchise. I don't think I'm gonna.
it also just seems like a complete lose lose. Like either you're going out there and you're tattling on your friend to a Chipotle worker that they
Yeah,
took soda in a water cup, or you're just not saying anything and they're getting mad that you're like, what?
yeah. I was like, I'm gonna be honest, man. Like I wouldn't say anything. Like it doesn't really affect
I
me at
think
all.
anyone would.
Yeah, yeah. I
Dang, that
think
was my next question too.
yeah, yeah. Sorry, man.
Man, so one thing I really did want to dive into is I've seen a few murmurs, and I don't know if there's any legs to it, but has there been some talk about maybe moving to the offensive line and bulking up and playing tackle at the next level?
Not really. No, I mean, I haven't heard anything from that, you know, from the NFL scouts or coaches or anything like that. I mean, I think, I was able to demonstrate my athleticism and stuff like that and good ball skills and everything. So
Yeah,
I think that it's a weapon that could be utilized, in an NFL offense. And obviously, like I know, I'm a big dude and I specialize in blocking, but I think that's just, another part of my game that would just be, not getting utilized in that
yeah.
sense. And
I
if
think,
that oh,
yeah.
if that was my only opportunity to put on the weight and, that was my only way to make it, I would do that. But, right now it's full steam ahead at tight end and, I've just kind of been reassured that, I think I have a good future at this position. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that those comments that some people have had really just it, it's a strange way to kind of compliment your blocking skills and
Mhm.
how elite that they are.
Yeah.
And you speak to your ball skills here and there, but what are some other aspects of your game that are really good, are always on full display, and that you could just tell to those who might not be familiar with your game, like what's up with Noah Gindorff? What's he doing on the field? Why people need to watch?
Yeah, I mean, I think, a big part of it, like blocking is a lot of just like your attitude and how much you want to do it. Like if you're willing to, stick your face in there and be a physical guy and want to do it. And that, I mean, that's a big portion of it. And a lot of tight end coaches you talk to, like they'll say, like, yeah, just watching your film, like you can tell you want to be physical, you want to be out there, you're willing to stick your face in there, and that's a big part of it. But also, I feel like in my game, like I think like technique wise, I think I figured a lot of things out in the blocking game, and I think as I've progressed in my career, like I've just been able to add more pieces into that. and it's been able to kind of cultivate, this, big guy, physical guy, and strong guy, but also using great technique, which is all kind of helped me come together and be a really dominant run blocker. But I mean, going all the way back to my high school days, like I was a quarterback, so I'm really comfortable with the ball in my hands. I feel like even for a guy of my size, like I'm willing to, make the, short catches and then trying to get some yak or, go up and make a contested catch. So, and in our offense, we're pretty run heavy, but I think, I've been able to demonstrate that I can, stretch the field vertically or make a guy miss in the flat to, turn it into an explosive play. So, I just think, moving forward, like I'll be able to demonstrate that I'm an all around tight end. But, you know, obviously I know like hanging my hat on, my run blocking ability early.
So we have another Twitter question that kind of dives into your play in high school. Like you played near every position while you're being coached by your dad. What was it like trying to meet such expectations of not just having so many responsibilities on the field, but also playing for your father?
Yeah, I mean, it was really cool, and that's kind of all I ever knew was playing for my dad. So it's not like I ever experienced something else and then had to, learn how to play with him. And obviously, we have a super high level of respect for each other. And as much as he demanded out of me as a player, like no one's going to be a bigger critic of me than myself. So I knew, what I needed to do, and he had that trust in me, and we had a good relationship to where we were able to, talk about stuff like that and, you know, just talk football. And, it didn't really feel so much like, father son relationship. It was like true, coach and player. And yeah, I mean, obviously it was really cool opportunity to play for him.
Yeah, that's really cool. What does like your family mean to you, and what advice have they given you throughout this process, throughout this journey?
Yeah, I mean, they've been awesome through this whole process, and through my entire career, they've been there, and um, you know, they're just always super encouraging, and um, they just want me to, be myself, and they trust me to do the best things for me moving forward, and they're just always going to be there to cheer me on no matter what happens. So, really great to have all of them in my corner.
First thing that you'd buy for your family after making it to the NFL, you get that first check. What
Oh,
are you gonna do?
I haven't decided yet. Maybe like a nice vacation or something like that. I don't know if I'll buy him anything physical right away, but yeah, maybe a nice vacation for the whole family would be sweet. Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Anywhere in mind?
somewhere warm. I mean, being in Minnesota, I think getting getting somewhere warm during the winter maybe would be the best move.
So let's go back to NFL talk. Why do you think you're being slept on?
I think I mean obviously the injury this past season, not really having my senior year. I think that was, a large part of it is I haven't had any film since September, so I think maybe just kind of got, brushed to the side a little bit. But I feel like since the end of the season, like I've been able to be on a good run and start garnering a little bit more attention, as well as I mean, again, playing in the offense that we do. I'm not going to have 70 receptions in a season. Like that's just not how our offense operates. But I think for people that understand football and have watched the film, like they understand the quality of play there, and I think I mean once put into like full utilization in the NFL, I think it could be something special.
And what's one weakness that you have that you're really trying to work on and perfect in these next few weeks and months?
I mean, truly, it's just like the health, like getting back to full speed and starting to feel like myself again, but just, don't want to just get back to where I was. I want to, keep pushing this thing as far as I can go, and just continue to get the most out of myself. And, by the time rookie camp rolls around, I just want to be, firing on all cylinders and, ready to really get after this thing.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, unfortunately, Noah's last two seasons have been ended by leg injuries. What exactly were those injuries? Was it the same one each time?
Yeah. So, I mean, it was originally in December of 21. I got like a 300-pounder rolled up on me, and I, uh, you know, broke my leg, like tore everything in my ankle. And I had surgery to repair that. And then I rehabbed it hard for 9 months and was just not seeing good results. And eventually, a few weeks into the season of 2022, got another MRI, and eventually it looked pretty bad. So I had to shut it down and get a second operation on the same ankle. But it's not like I ever really re-aggravated or re-injured anything. It was just first surgery didn't really go the way we had hoped, and there were still some lingering issues in the ankle, so I had to shut that down in September of this past season, just to really, it was really tough, but thinking about myself down the road. And obviously I want that opportunity to play at the next level. So just to give myself as much time on the back half in this period. So I just got cleared to start running about 5 weeks ago. So obviously things are looking up here, and I'm feeling really good, and I'll definitely be ready to go by camp. So yeah, it's been awesome.
Yes, like that's just wild that 2 years now basically you've had that the season-ending leg injury is just absolutely brutal. But you're still here. We're what, like 2 weeks away from the draft. You're still
Hmm.
gonna be drafted. You're gonna go out there at rookie camp, gonna crush it. You're gonna get into the NFL and play as a rookie. Like people that are watching this just need to know that like you really do like how do I word this? Like you're just a gamer, you
Hmm.
grind it out, you put in the necessary work to be great, and you just impact the game in so many ways, so many areas. Like you're going to be a very valuable piece. And I think it's really impressive that you've been able to come back from this not once but twice and
Hmm.
still play at a high level and probably only getting better.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, it's just really crazy to think about like how quickly things change. Like I was planning on coming out in 2021 in that tight end class, and um, obviously the injury happens, and I knew I was going to be out for 6+ months. So, and I was like, well, I have the sixth year, the COVID year to fall back on, so I ended up taking that. And then it's like, well, that'll be my season. I'll be the guy in our tight end room, and I'll have this monster season, and then I'll be able to come out and be better than ever. And you know, the months are starting to stack up there at the start of 2022, and I'm not getting better. And eventually, only get to play in our first 3 games, and then have to shut it back down. So things obviously didn't go the way I planned, and like just crazy, like how much can change in one play. Never been hurt in my life before, and then things can just change like that. Now here I am, almost 18 months later from the initial injury, like finally, hopefully turning a corner. So uh, as crazy as it sounds, like, but I still am right where I, would have hoped to be when I started this whole thing. So, um, yeah, just very thankful to be where I am right now.
Definitely. Now let's go into the film room. It's the first day of prep for your upcoming opponent. What's the first thing that you're looking on? First thing you're looking for on film to try and get an edge on your opponent?
I mean, it's just truly understanding, like, their box structure, their front that they're, going to be playing, and understanding who I'm going to be matched up against that week. And once you're just kind of familiar with, like, okay, when we're in this formation, they're going to line up this way, and just getting like all these checks in your head, then you can really start dialing in, scheme specific, like if we're running zone plays, gap schemes, like you can understand the guy you're going against and how he plays that, and the different pressures that they're going to bring. Like you can just, so when you go out there and you see them lining up a certain way or anything like that, you can just be like, boom, you got it in your head, and then you can go out and just don't even have to think about it. You can just go out and play fast. So it just starts early in the week, just like getting that true understanding of how their defense operates. So yeah.
Who's the best player that you've gone up against?
Oh man, I mean, I think for 3 years in practice, I got my butt whooped by Derek Tuska, who was a Broncos draft pick, and he's been bounced around a little bit. He was with the Chargers this past season. So, but I mean, he was like, one of the like fastest, strongest, most physical guys, and just like so sound in his technique when he was playing D end at NDSU. He was an unbelievable player and just a game wrecker at the FCS level. And obviously, he's found some success at the next level. So, yeah, he was definitely a really talented player.
That's a good shout. Who's the player that you looked up most to as a kid?
Um, as a kid, I would say I was kind of in that era of like Rob Gronkowski. Like, really, when I started to think more about tight ends, it was watching him at his peak at that point. So, I mean, he's just that run that he went on for those few years there with the Patriots was unbelievable. So, probably have to say Gronk.
And look, he had the Gronk spike, and we talked about it before last season, the leg dab. I was gonna save this till the end, but since we're on the topic of Gronk and a signature celebration, if you score your first career touchdown and you're not doing the leg dab, I'm gonna be so disappointed in you.
Oh, I was already planning on it.
Oh, thank goodness, thank goodness.
Yeah, I hope Hunter does the same thing, and we can, take this thing international and really take it to the next level.
I mean, the dream would be that you, Hunter, and Cody could all play for the same team, and then, I mean, I don't want to leave Cody out of this. Maybe he was gonna get the first career touchdown of you three, but whoever
Yeah,
gets the first career touchdown of you three, we need all three of you in that end zone leg dabbing with each other. Like that. That's the dream.
yeah. I mean, if an NFL team is smart, I think they'd want to reunite the three of us back on one team just so we could see that at some point.
They saw the success in the FCS, so surely
Yeah,
it replicates to the NFL.
yeah, definitely. No, but I hope that Hunter will do that as well. But I was kind of planning on it for my first career
All right,
touchdown.
that's sick. And look, that's a good, good it's business savvy, I would say. You're gonna get your first touchdown. There's gonna be a lot of people that are like, who is this? Who's Noah Gindorff? Why this guy's scoring on my Sunday ticket? And then you hit the leg dab and you're going viral on Twitter, and you've got millions of fans.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, you can see like how much attention Hunter was able to garner for getting it.
Yeah.
Well, he did it, I mean, on FS1 against
Yep.
Arizona. He did it, on ABC in the national championship game and was able to get it a huge amount of attention, of course. I did it first, but I did it on a Saturday afternoon in Youngstown, Ohio. So didn't quite have the
The
media
same
back.
pull.
Oh, yeah, the same poll. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, if you do that at the NFL level, it's gonna get a ton of attention. So,
Yep,
I,
and then people are gonna
I
go and they're gonna go their fancy football app and they're gonna start picking you up, and that's how it
yeah,
works.
yeah, exactly. It's all about marketing yourself.
All right, I'm very glad to hear that the leg dab is gonna be that first celebration. Ah, you know what? You are gonna have to find ways to get even more creative with it though, and like not do the same exact one every time.
Yeah, I guess we'll worry about that when it happens.
Yeah, we'll have to brainstorm some ideas, man.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, what's the best piece of advice that you've been given?
Um, Man, I think just like uh Coach Roll, like our Titans coach at NDSU, guy is just full of just like one-liners to get you fired up for the day. And I could go on for hours and hours about all the different lines he has. I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head here that he, busts out on occasion. And uh I think he always I think it's from David Goggins' book, but he always talks about callous the mind, like just callous the mind, callous your body, like just build up like that protective layering over your body and just be like a true like hard nosed, like tough dude.
Interesting.
Yeah. So he always talks about like just callous your mind with football. And I really like that. I mean, that's kind of funny to think about.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
never heard that. That's pretty interesting. If you
Yeah.
weren't playing football, what would you be doing?
I don't know. I don't even want to think about it at this point. I mean, obviously, I'm very fortunate to be where I am, but I've never really known my life without football, and moving forward, I don't think I don't want to know it yet. So
Yeah.
just
So
live
like when your career wraps up way down the road, you think coaching is a good avenue to go down?
potentially, yeah. I mean, maybe I'll like get away from football and realize that like I can't live without it. So maybe I will get back into coaching, but yeah, I mean, just focus on playing football right now, and once we get past it, we'll see what happens. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Not going to be a golfer, no League of Legends, bro. It's all
definitely
football.
not. Definitely not. No.
I know I asked you this way back a few months ago, but new audience here, so and maybe things have changed. Maybe you've thought of some new ideas. Giving back to the community, super important. How do you plan on giving back, helping out those in need?
Um, yeah, I mean, Minnesota, like growing up in high school, like Special Olympics was really big. I mean, I loved, going out to those events and playing basketball and football and whatever with those kids. So, uh, I did the polar plunge in Minnesota to help support Special Olympics. So, got a lot of connections with them, and I think that's something I'm pretty passionate about. So, any way I can give back to those guys, I think in any way would be awesome.
For sure. A few more Twitter questions. My friend Casey is asking who your favorite kicker in the NFL is.
Oh, kicker, I don't even know. Uh, Dicker the kicker, I don't even know his first name. I just think that,
Cameron.
yeah, I think I think that the last name is just so funny. So, yeah, I gotta go with that one.
Yeah, I don't even. There's something about like he doesn't even really like football. He's just good at kicking.
Yeah,
That's it.
I think. I mean, Justin Tucker and Evan McPherson when they were having that game, I think this past season where they were just trading like 60-yard bombs. I mean, that was just crazy to watch. So they're both obviously really talented as well.
Definitely. My brother wants to ask about your favorite or your top three all-time tight ends, and then three more that are active.
Um, All time, I mean, I'd have to say, Gronk, obviously, the talent that he has was kind of undeniable there for a while. And then you'd have to say probably Tony Gonzalez.
I knew that was going to be a second.
Yeah, I mean, just an awesome, awesome player, and the stats that he was putting up with pretty below average quarterback play for a long time was really impressive. I mean, he's awesome player. And then a third, I'd probably have to say Dallas Clark. I mean, the no gloves look is was awesome and pretty iconic, I think. So, and obviously, like Iowa dude, like really tough player. Just a good guy to idolize your game after for sure.
And then how about top three active tight ends?
Obviously, I really enjoyed George Kittle, like all the personality and the the completeness of his game. I think he's a great run blocker and a great receiver as well. And obviously, getting to watch him play with Trey out in San Fran has been pretty cool. So he's really good. Obviously, Kelsey is kind of in a league of his own. Just like for his size and how well he's able to run routes is really impressive to watch. And then I grew up a Minnesota Vikings fan, so been watching the Vikings a bit. And after they traded for TJ Hawkinson this past year, just kind of watching how they utilized him in that offense was really cool to watch. So I enjoy watching him a lot too.
I love watching TJ as well. That's what three Iowa guys you named.
Yeah, yeah. I
Pretty
mean,
good tight end that they've got over
it
there.
is kind of tight end you, I think. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm in agreement there. And then we've got one more question from Twitter. What do you eat in a day?
Oh, kind of varies from day to day. I can eat a lot if I want to. Um, but during this whole training process, we kind of had all our meals, pre-prepped for us. So, I usually eat some form of like protein pancakes in the morning with some fruit, and then you'd eat like a steak bowl for lunch, and usually like some chicken parm or something for dinner. Just uh, with like extra protein and calories and stuff. Just I'm a big guy. I eat a lot, so um, just try and if I had to take a cheat meal, it'd probably be pizza or burgers or something like that. But yeah, usually pretty regular eating schedule, I'd say.
I had chicken parm last night. Good meal, good meal.
Yeah, solid choice. Yeah,
So,
definitely.
so favorite food would be like pizza or hamburgers or
I'd say pizza. Yeah, it's
pizza.
tough to
What kind?
any. I
Any?
mean, I like true like either just basic pepperoni or I like buffalo chicken or barbecue chicken are both great too.
from a certain spot, or that doesn't even matter either.
No, not necessarily. No, I don't really have a go-to spot. So
Interesting.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
least favorite food?
Oh man, there's two that are tied. A cottage cheese, absolutely cannot stand it. I would 100% puke if I had to take a bite of that stuff. And then refried beans are another one. Cannot get me anywhere near those. I can't stand it at all.
Yeah, I hate beans of all kinds. And then, dude, we had the last guy that we had on. I don't know why. Oh, I don't even remember. Someone else said cottage cheese. I'm blanking on who it was. Now I feel bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, cottage
Oh,
cheese is gross.
it is so disgusting. And everyone, kind of around me loves it too. And I just, oh, so disgusting.
I
I
think
can't stand it.
think it was Kyle Soley who said he hates cottage cheese, and he's gonna kill me that I completely forgot that that's who said it. My
Yeah.
bad, Kyle. What if you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
Oh, I don't know. I think probably being able to fly would be probably the coolest. Um, don't have to ever buy a car again and don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Would be pretty helpful on the football field too, I think. So
Yeah, frugal decision and very good for your football play.
yeah,
How
definitely.
about hidden talent?
Um, yeah, I don't know. I'd say the disc golf would be my hidden talent, but getting a fair amount of publicity now, so I don't know if it's
Hmm.
hidden anymore. Yeah.
Most overrated part about the football experience, and then the most underrated part about the football experience.
Oh, most overrated part, at least as far as being a college player, I would say like the food part is like we eat all of our meals at the campus dining center, and that gets really old really fast. I think just eating that every day gets, yeah, really old and don't enjoy that much. And everyone's like, "Oh, you guys get to eat as much as you want." It's like it's tough to eat as much as we have to, and um, yeah, that's definitely not a fun part of it. Most underrated part of it, I mean, I think a lot of people like would see how much time like fall camp we are spending, at the football facility and stuff like that, and they probably think it looks like hell, but we're like, that's actually like my favorite time of the year. Like, when you get a couple, hours off and everyone's just kind of hanging out in the locker room and BSing and everything, like, and you don't have, I mean, work, you don't have school, you don't have anything to worry about. You can just like do football for 15 hours a day and, hang out with your best friends. Like that's kind of the most fun time of the year, I think.
I mean, if people haven't learned, you're just a football guy through and through.
Yeah.
You are the epitome of football guy.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, I truly have, been around it my entire life. So yeah,
All
I
right.
would say I am a football guy.
For this next one, I'm going to bring it back up when you're drafted. Going to clip it. Going to tweet to the team that drafts you. Introduce yourself to your new fan base. Let them know what they're getting in Noah Gindorff.
All right. Well, and yeah, the thing about me as a player, like I'm gonna play as hard as I possibly can every single snap. I'm gonna do things the right way on the field. Play selfless, do anything that I have to do to help my team succeed. Special teams, dirty run blocking. Like I will do anything it takes to get me on the field and to help my team succeed. So, and I just love football, and hopefully we'll be able to give back to any community that I step into. So, really looking forward to it.
Going to keep the leg dab as a surprise, too. I respect that. They're
Yeah,
going to be shocked.
there you go.
All right. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Hopefully, still in the league. Hopefully being, a starting tight end and, finding a lot of success on the field and hopefully helping my team, make a few runs at a Super Bowl and just, nose to the grindstone and just worrying about my football career and, yeah, just playing ball. That's
All right. I mean,
yeah.
I'll speak it into existence. You won 4 FCS national championships. I'm sure that you could win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's
Come on.
it's the same thing, right?
Yes, Noah Gindorff will be winning a Super Bowl within the next 5 years.
Hey, you said it, not me, but
Yeah.
yeah, that would be pretty sweet. Yeah, obviously that is the ultimate goal at the end of
Yeah,
the football.
I could go one step further and say you're catching a touchdown in the Super Bowl in your rookie year. How do you like that?
That would just put a lot of pressure on the rookie year in itself. Hopefully, yeah. I mean, that would obviously be really cool, and you know, obviously that's the goal no matter what franchise you end up with. So yeah.
For sure. Last question, because I just thought of it. I don't know why. You could have any animal as a pet. What's it going to be?
Oh, that's a tough question. Um, I think having like a wolf as a pet would be pretty
Ooh.
sweet. I really like wolves, and I think they're really cool. And obviously, having one of those to protect you, I don't know how many people are gonna see me on the street and try me, but definitely wouldn't if I had a wolf walking in front of me. So yeah,
I like that answer. I'm going to start asking that a lot more. Kyle Soley told me a grizzly bear, I think. You're
that's
telling me
fine.
a wolf, and I said a penguin for myself. So I don't have the most menacing one, say the
No,
least.
no, yeah, probably not.
All right, man. Any questions for me or people on Twitter or
Uh, I'm good. I'm definitely just looking forward to this process in the next few weeks and looking to get this thing going.
all right, I'll let you tell NDSU fans something if you want. I don't know. I can't even think of any other way to word it.
Yeah.
But if you want to tell like NDSU fans something,
I just want to say, thank you for all the support the past couple seasons. A lot of people have sent me well wishes and everything through this whole process and after the surgeries and everything. And it's pretty cool having, that entire fan base in your corner, always rooting you on. And, hopefully I'll be able to, show them something at the next level that they're able to kind of root me on and cheer me on. So, yeah, I mean, just really thankful that I was able to play for that fan base for 6 years. So yeah.
incredible. Man, they better be ruining you on hard. All these NDSU guys, the
Mhm.
Bison. What a team. What a journey that this has been for you. Can't wait to see what you do in the NFL. Again, appreciate you coming on here for a second time now. Love talking with you. Hope a lot of people got to learn about you. And please, people that are still watching this, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and follow Noah on Twitter, please. And we'll see you next time. Thank you, Noah. Gonna blow up in the NFL. Love it.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me on.